Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 1992's Sister Act.
God help us.
That's right. We did them out of order. We did Sister Act 2 first, and now we're doing Sister Act. At the behest of Sybil, one of our Patreon subscribers. So she requested this, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, two things real quick for Sybil, since I know she's watching this. One, answer your DM, girls. I'm trying to send you a fucking movie poster for free. And two, come at me again in the comments, and we will beef the fuck out.
Hell yes.
Come at him in the comments, because I won't respond. That's Corey's job.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Well, if you do want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Kiss the Reviews. And if you want to subscribe and get all the great stuff on Patreon, the movie clips, just some rando things. We do giveaways, pre-show stuff. We do like a show before the show where we talk about, getting drunk and
life, love, and America.
We talk about life, love, and happiness. Actually,
and yogurt turning frogs gay in Mississippi. It's a powerful show.
It's $2 barrier of entry, but we do have a $10 tier where if you do sign up for that, we have giveaways for that. So after the first 3 months, you get an exclusive KTR sticker. After another 3, you get a mini print. After another 3, we're at 9 months now, you get a mug, a coffee mug. And then at the end of your first year with us, you'll get an exclusive KTR t-shirt. And we also do movie watches where we'll invite you guys in. We'll watch a movie together, and it's a good time had by all.
Yeah, we chit-chat a little bit. I mean, the movie's kind of secondary. We're just kind of bullshitting with each other, and We're riffing live, basically. If you ever, wanted to see if we can do this and make jokes live, pop over there.
Exactly.
Spend $10 for the first month, and my guess is you're probably going to stick around. The giveaways are fun. The movie watches are awesome. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
It is. It is.
I don't subscribe to it, but it's worth it.
Take Corey's advice. It is worth it. But let's get into the cast of 1992's Sister Act. This film stars Whoopi Goldberg as Deloris, Maggie Smith as Mother Superior or Reverend Mother, Harvey Keitel as Vince LaRocca, Kathy Najimy as Mary Patrick, Wendy Makkena as Mary Robert, and Bill Nunn as Eddie Souther. I got one problem with the cast, and it's not even the cast. It's the name, Eddie Souther. I don't. It's just not a great name, Lieutenant Eddie Souther. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, every time they brought it up in the movie, I noticed that too. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Listen, if you're having a problem with a name, just go with the last name of Smith. It always works. Lieutenant Eddie Smith. It's fine. Nobody cares.
No.
But yeah, this it's been a long time since I've seen this one. And I know we reviewed the second one a while back.
This one is Mother Superior to the second one, for sure.
Yes. This one,
by far,
by all accounts, is much better. It's still ridiculous. Like, everything about this is ridiculous. But I'll say this. Whether it's the second one or this is just kind of a fun movie to watch and sit back and just let it play out.
I want to see the prequel to this Sister Act at the beginning, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Oh, when Deloris is like a little girl at the Catholic school?
No, actually, where we figure out why Maggie Smith is terrified to go outside of the home. Like, she is borderline agoraphobic in this fucking movie.
But listen, they just don't want to be stuck behind these walls all the time.
These walls are the only protection they have.
And she constantly brings out the youth And it's like, yeah, they have brown skin and tied flannels around their like waist. It's confusing, but it's okay. I mean, they look like the cast of Rent.
I don't look. They do.
They're not intimidating. I'm sorry.
She was like, it's so, and she's like, it's so scary. Every time I go outside, everybody's like,
They do this. They go 6,002,300 minutes. I'm gonna shoot up your convent, bitches.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, were nuns still wearing habits in 92? I went to Catholic school and our nuns didn't wear habits.
Habits are tough to break.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Comedy guy.
So,
shout out Mark Norman.
So let's get into this movie. So this film opens at St. Anne's Academy. It's 1968. Dolores is yelled at. She's getting yelled at. She's a little kid in Catholic school, and she's being a smart ass. She's told that her attitude is going to lead her to the devil. And then we cut to present day where Dolores apparently is the devil because she's performing as a lounge singer at a casino in Reno.
And this is where I realized I was watching the wrong movie. Because I thought when they were like, your life's going to lead to the devil, like she ends up trying out for the football team and is like really good. And then she falls in love with Fairuza Balk, and that is just, none of that happened. I was bullshit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's a bunch of 40-year-old virgins fucking singing Jesus music.
40-year-old virgins. They're all like 90. Everybody's dusty as fuck in this movie.
Dude, the Golden Girls were supposed to be like 54. Like, homie, they were 40. Kathy Najimy was fucking 12. It was hard times back in the 90s.
Yeah, but I will say this: growing up in a Catholic school, all the nuns, like if you look at all the nuns in this movie, that's literally what every nun looked like. Just old and just wrinkly, and just it looked like they were like a week away from death at all times.
And that's why those young fathers look so tasty.
But somehow these bitches last till they're like 98. I don't know how. But we cut to Dolores's boyfriend here, Vince LaRocca, who he's a mobster. He runs the local casino where she works at. And they fight one night because he won't leave his wife. And when she goes to break it off with him, she sees him and his goons killing his chauffeur for snitching. Yeah,
this sucks. And shout out Jennifer Lewis for her bit part as one of Dolores's backup singers. As soon as she started speaking, I was like, is that fucking Jennifer Lewis? Not Jennifer Lawrence.
That's not Jennifer Lawrence.
Who the fuck cares about Jennifer Lawrence? Gross. But anyway, I'm just burnt out. She's fine. I'm just burnt out. You know what I mean? It's like,
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
First off, I love Harvey Keitel in anything Harvey Keitel is in.
He's great in this.
He's fucking phenomenal. Even when he has his like Three Stooges moments at the end,
he
plays it well.
Yeah.
If I'm Harvey Keitel, I'm like, do you know who the fuck I am? I'm not being like, got stuck in the middle of the slot machines. Get the fuck out of here. I'm Harvey Keitel. I fucking whipped out my fucking 12-inch hog in The Bad Lieutenant and fucking hit the cameraman with it.
I did that today first, babe.
You confused it with a boom mic. It was so fucking big. And now you want me to play fucking Larry in this fucking Three Stooges bit? Nah.
Whoop, whoop.
That would be me. But Harvey Keitel's like, no, I'm fucking down to
clown. No, he plays it like a gangster.
Yeah, he does. He's the man.
And he plays this like a gangster because he's like, hey, my girlfriend saw you guys shoot a guy, so he orders his goons to kill her if she runs, which she does. And Dolores, because she overhears everything, yada, yada. So she runs to the local police station where Lieutenant Eddie Souther tells her to testify against Vince. While they get everything put together, they're going to put her in witness protection. And this is when Eddie takes Dolores to St. Catherine's Catholic Church, where he tells her that she's going to have to be disguised as a nun. And both Deloris and the Reverend Mother don't want this to happen at all. But Eddie and the Monsignor force them both to accept the situation because, as the Monsignor does, he's like, they're donating a shitload of money so we can renovate this dilapidated piece of shit building.
That is literally everybody's motivation from the church in this movie.
Yes. It's all about money.
They're like, I don't want to do this. You're ruining Catholicism, and Jesus is mad at you because you're singing doo-wop Jesus songs, and stop it. How much money did she raise? All right, I guess Jesus likes doo-wop, bro. Fucking keep rocking.
You were correct.
When they are doing the Jesus doo-wop songs, were you thinking at all about the South Park, where they did, Cartman did the Christian rock band, and they just, like, added the words Jesus to love songs?
Yeah, they took all the secular music and just, That
is all I kept thinking about.
It had that vibe to it, for sure.
So did. It was It was weird. Some of the connotations in that was weird.
Yeah, yes. But Deloris then she's given the habit, and she's given the name Sister Mary Clarence, and she's told she will dress and conduct herself as a nun while she's at St. Catherine's. And as you probably guessed, things don't go well at the beginning. And Deloris is a fish out of water. Like, she doesn't adult here at all. She's just like,
see this coming.
I know. Like, neither did I. I was very shocked by this. But so if the nuns are 40, that makes Whoopi Goldberg like 15 in this movie. Yeah. So maybe 18. We'll call it 18.
Dating a 30-year-old Harvey Keitel.
Yes. But we have an adult lounge singer who's experienced life in the underbelly of things. Right? She's basically got a contract out on her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, nope, can't do any of this. Like, the one good idea she has is like, just put me in the room and I'll just be in the room.
That's
like,
it, dude.
It was 92. Give me a little a cassette, like the little Casio with the little like Nerf earphones.
Mm-hmm.
Let me listen to, the Pointer Sisters or whatever the fuck for the next 2 months until this trial comes up.
Give me an Uber Eats account under a fucking assumed name, and let me fucking order booze and cigarettes, and I'll be good. I'll see you guys at lunch. That's the only time I need to see. I don't even need breakfast because I'm gonna develop such a fucking alcohol habit here.
Yeah.
Food's almost disgusting. I'm gonna eat lunch and then I'm done. Maybe I'll order a Twinkie from Uber Eats too, but I'm good. Yeah, this is insane, especially when Reverend Mother Superior Counter Dowager fucking Maggie Smith says to her, you're gonna start doing chores. If I'm Whoopi Gold, I'm like, bitch, this ain't The Color Purple. I filmed that movie 12 years ago. I ain't doing this shit.
There's only one thing.
Fuck you.
Whoopi goes into this kicking and screaming, but this is where I pump the brakes. This is where when she gets into trouble for this or that, and we're gonna win. You're gonna be quiet, and there's no talking, and blah blah blah, and eat your gruel or whatever the fuck they serve there. It looked worse than what Chipotle looks like now. But they're putting her through this, and the Reverend Mother is like giving her all these things to do and rules. And I'd pull her aside and be like, listen, not for nothing. Like, we're both adults here. You might be 150. I'm not a nun. We had that meeting before, right? Like, I'm not a real nun. I'll do, like, if I walk out of my room, I'll put the habit and shit on. Cool. So they don't suspect anything. Outside of that, I ain't doing a motherfucking thing. I'm going to sit in my room. I'm going to smoke cigarettes. You're going to go get me a bottle of like booze or something so I can at least get shit-faced while I'm here. And while you're at it, go give me a little TV so I can at least watch some, Price is Right or some shit during the day. Like that's what we're doing here.
Hell yes.
And Whoopi's even cool. Like, she throws her little tantrum when she gets there, and then she's like, thank you. I know this isn't what you want. It's not what I want, but we can be cool. And Maggie Smith's like, you came from outside the walls. You might be a White Walker, and I'm fucking terrified of the zombie infection spreading amongst the girls. So
Maggie Smith's like, winter is coming, and we're very concerned. Okay,
we're out of direwolves. If we die, we die. We're fucked.
But this is also, we get into the whole, like the chores of it all and everything. But this is also where Deloris sneaks out. She calls Lieutenant Eddie, like, hey, get me out of here. And Lieutenant Eddie tells her that they've had issues keeping witnesses alive. Just to let you know, we've been having trouble keeping witnesses alive. Like, FYI, if you have to go into witness protection for any fucking reason, you're dead. Like, that's out of real stories and movies and everything I've seen and read and heard. The minute witness protection is brought up, you might as well just drive your car off a cliff, like Thelma and Louise style, because you're not going to be around much longer.
No, and just to add the cherry on top of that,
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, police officers. Commandant Idle here at East. When you're talking to somebody in WITSEC, as we refer to it in the force, those of us in the know, my suggestion would be, don't tell the scared shitless witness that there have been other witnesses who have died under your protection.
Yes.
There is nothing to prevent her from running at this point, being Deloris. If you be the cop, okay? You be the cop and you tell me that there are problems and witnesses have been dying.
I totally think you should stay in the convent because between you, me, and the fence post, we've had problems keeping witnesses alive. They've just been disappearing.
The phone's all hung up. The second you say we have problems keeping witnesses, I'm hanging the fucking phone up. I'm gone. I'm out. My name is Rico Mexico, and I have moved to some fucking island somewhere teaching white women how to surf. That is what I do now.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
After this,
this
is where Deloris sneaks out. She goes to this seedy bar across the street. Mary Patrick and Mary Roberts see her. They follow her into the bar, and Deloris immediately takes them back to the convent, and they're caught by the Reverend Mother. And the Reverend Mother, afterwards, punishes Deloris by putting her into the choir, which the choir is terrible. We've seen that in earlier scenes. And the choir nuns make her the choir director immediately. And not only is she immediately made the choir director, she, within 30 seconds, makes them immensely better. Like, they're not even the same people anymore.
Not only immensely better by being like, oh, all the people who sing this way, sopranos, you're here, altos here, bass here. Not just fucking mishmashed all over the fucking place. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, we can sing. And the person she replaced who hated her, the evil German broad, who's like, and who's supposed to be funny, like she's the B. Arthur of the fucking group.
You think you can do better? I believe I'd like to see that.
She even is like, I didn't know they could sing like that. I'm your best friend now. Great. Like, inside of organizing a choir, this nun who used to live in a forest with no fucking kitchen, bathroom, or anything, and was barefoot for most of her career, and longs to go back to that, is like, you know what, Whoopi Goldberg? You're my best friend now. Because she knew that altos, sopranos, and basses should all be together. Bitch.
Yes.
I think this is just a bunch of fucking hospice women who was like, Make-A-Wish want to be nuns. I always wanted to be a nun. Can you tell me what it was like? And then they're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, here.
The best is So Whoopi not only is like the choir director and like makes everybody awesome, literally at the first Sunday mass, which nobody ever attends, there's like a smattering of like 10 people there. And like there's scaffolding in the building, like in the middle of the church, and they're still having service because they're doing renovations while they're doing service. But that Sunday mass, the choir sings, and they're amazing. And they go into this gospel rock infused "Hail Holy Queen" song, which
Can you take me higher?
they just break out into Creed songs, and it brings all of the vagrants and trash humans from the streets into the church. And the Monsignor couldn't be, he was like, oh my God, like we should sell tickets. Like all he's worried about is like making money.
Oh, he wants that cash.
He wants to make money and bang little boys. Like
Yeah.
those are his only two goals in life. And one of these is being realized when he sees all the people come in.
Yeah, his inspiration, his spirit animal, if you will, is P. Diddy.
Yes.
He's just trying to. He's like, Bad Boy Records has got a great like marketing campaign. I'm going to get on board with this.
From the Book of Mark, take that, take that, take that.
Hey, Usher, you ever thought about being Catholic?
Whatever I want, I have to get!
So the Reverend Mother is not pleased about this because secular music, oh Lord. So she gets pissed. The Monsignor says, yeah, stuff a sock in it.
Well, yeah, because her whole thing, like, it starts off, she does that typical bullshit when you are in an argument with somebody.
Yeah.
Where she, like, starts off being like, this is blasphemy in the Lord's house, and how dare you? And Deloris is like, no, not really, like, blah, blah, blah. And she combats that with a very solid argument. So then we have to go through, like, 3 more arguments before Reverend Mother Countess Dowager says,
surely you realize how dangerous this neighborhood is.
like, and vagrants came into our... It's like, bitch, you're a fucking church. What do you think was going to happen? That's your job. She even says to like Deloris at one point, she's like, well, you can't go outside. These habits don't protect us anymore. We have no protection out there. You're supposed to walk with the Lord, you dumb bitch. What the fuck are we talking about here?
It's almost like you and I switched positions and you grew up in the Catholic Church. And I was like, ooh, gross.
I hate the hypocrisy of religion.
Oh, 100%.
I hate hypocrisy across the board, but there is no bigger hypocrite than the fucking church.
But the Monsignor sees this. The Monsignor sees this as an opportunity. So he also has the nuns go out into the mean streets and turn the mean streets around and help clean it up and yada yada. So we get the montage. It's montage time.
Thank God.
Where the nuns they do such a great job. They're fixing broken down cars that have no engines and somehow miraculously making an engine, and they're painting the walls and they're doing all that stuff.
As you show this clip, every good montage needs music behind it. So as you show the string of clips, we'll just keep replaying. Can you take me higher? I don't know how the rest of the song goes. I literally never. I don't think I've ever heard that song in full.
I'll be honest. I don't think Creed fans know how the rest of that song goes.
No. I like tight jeans and thermal shirts.
I actually think those are the lyrics.
Yeah. I wear leather bracelets. I'm 54 now.
There's nothing wrong with leather bracelets. Don't knock it until you tried it.
Are you 54?
Not yet.
Then continue to wear your bracelets, sir.
I'm gonna be Johnny Depp until I'm goddamn 80. I don't give a fuck.
I do not have beef with this man. Johnny Depp is a fucking wino and a cokehead. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And some crazy white woman shit in his bed. I think he's earned a leather bracelet or two. You fucking while out, bro.
He's my hero. He's my hero. But they do such a good job, the nuns do, that the news shows up to do a story on the transformation of the neighborhood. And Dolores gets on TV, and Lieutenant Eddie sees it. So he immediately goes to the church to confront her. And this is where, so apparently the Pope also watches the local news in San Francisco, because he's like, I've heard that this choir is awesome. So the Monsignor tells the nuns, like, hey, the Pope is coming, and he's coming to see the choir perform at the next service or whatever.
That's how they spin it. But he's like, what do you mean, a black nun? I've never heard of such a thing. You must show me this. Bonacera. I don't know. I don't know how.
I don't know how Italians speak.
I know that's the mortician's last name, but to me it's a word. It means something, I'm sure.
Good night. But, whatever.
There you go.
Good evening. But the Reverend Mother, the Holy Reverend Mother, gives her resignation here, because her and Deloris get into this pissing match about what song selection, and she wants it to be, old traditional, whatever. And she's like, ugh, I can't have the secular music. That's not why the Pope wants to come. No, that's exactly why the Pope wants to come. But everybody thinks that she's a dusty old fart, and she tells Dolores, "Oh, I'm leaving," and Dolores is like, "Well, I'm literally leaving in 2 days." Dude. Again, I'm not a nun. I'm not a real nun. I'm leaving in 2 days. What are we talking about here?
Okay, I have dealt with this. This is deranged old white woman syndrome. And it is only white women that do this shit. Okay? Maggie Smith has fought Whoopi Goldberg this entire movie.
Yes.
And has literally been wrong every single step of the way. She is basically the Charlemagne the God of this movie. Yes. Just every take she has is it's totally wrong. You're going about it wrong. You said it wrong. You're fucking dumb. Shut up. That's where Maggie Smith should be, right? But no, she fights again. And she loses now because everybody's like, dude, is this personal? Yeah. I guarantee you, Kathy Najimy whispered to the little chick with the big voice, I think Mother Reverend Superior is fucking racist as shit, bro. There is no reason for this argument to happen.
None at all.
None, but she just I think the Pope would want to hear something respectful. It's like, bitch, even the fucking man who is the only person in the church who has the right to say anything about anything is on board with the crazy doo-wop rock and roll. So,
yeah.
Let's fucking let Jesus hang his hair down and fucking get freaky with it. You know what I mean? Let's rock out with our popes out or whatever we do. So, body of Christ, bro. Body of Christ. So, she does, and here's my very long point. She does what the old white woman always does when she loses that final time and she realizes nobody's on her side anymore.
Yeah.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. That's her fucking whole thing. I quit.
Screw you guys.
I'm obsolete. I'm going somewhere I'm needed. Nobody wants me. I'm unloved. Wah, wah. Fuck. Then get the fuck out. You don't need 2 weeks resignation. Hit the bricks with your agoraphobic ass.
Hit the bricks, lady. Winter is coming.
I think Maggie Smith was trying out for Sigourney Weaver's role in Copycat. She's so fucking agoraphobic in this goddamn movie.
Even if I wanted to know, I feel I am a relic.
Detective Tate here at the police station. Apparently he's on Vince's payroll, and he finds out where Deloris is. He contacts Vince, who sends Joey and Willie out to grab her. Lieutenant Eddie realizes Tate is the leak. He has him arrested, and he flies to San Francisco to warn Deloris. And this is where Deloris is kidnapped by Vince's men, and the nuns, led by the Reverend Mother, go to Reno to save Deloris.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Lieutenant Souther's got a side chick in San Francisco.
And he's flying on a private jet. He's
flying back and forth constantly. You have phones. It's not even cell phone time, but you have phones and you've been able to get a hold of her literally every single time because she never leaves the convent. But you're like, uh-oh, I better fly out there and make sure everything's okay for a day.
Well, it was cell phone time,
on,
but
man.
I believe this was 7 cents a minute between the hours of 7 a and 7 p. So he didn't want to waste the money on the phone call because that would have been like, I don't know, $1.50. So instead, he charters a private jet to fly from fucking Reno to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, for the whole weekend, he's just banging fucking hooers at a Red Roof Inn.
Hell yes.
Eating TCBY yogurt off their feet or whatever the
Hell
fuck.
yeah.
Whatever the fuck these freaky deeks do today. I don't know.
He's totally a foot guy. Lieutenant Eddie's a total foot guy. But Deloris
It's
in
like,
Reno.
Beat me Jack in the Box with your feet.
But Deloris here escapes Vince and his goons because they can't shoot a nun, even though she's not a nun. And this ends up in this big chase around the casino until the nuns find Deloris and they try to sneak out. Vince, Joey, and Willie confront the nuns. They get there, all the nuns are there, and then there's this like little moment where Deloris is like, I'm a nun, apparently. Cool. But they won't shoot Deloris while she's in the habit.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Eddie bursts in. He shoots Vince in the arm. He has them all arrested. And the film ends with the choir, led by Deloris, singing before the Pope and getting the round of applause by the Pope. And like the Pope's in the background, like, yeah, what's up? And he's raising the roof. He's doing, I don't know, whatever they did back in 1992.
And dude, he only stood up because he was about to jit in the little boy's mouth that was off camera.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
No, as the credits roll, we get like the magazine articles and like, oh, back in the habit, or whatever the hell. Nun, not a nun, does the choir thing, and like Deloris is the shit. While this was ridiculous, again, I like the movie because it's a really quick watch. It's just fun. I love Whoopi Goldberg. I think she's great. Mm-hmm. I love Harvey Keitel. I love a couple of these actresses that play the nuns. Kathy Najimy is fantastic in this. But I long for the days, and I know this paints me as the old man, and I'm okay with it, right? We've discussed this plenty of times. Studios aren't greenlighting new ideas, right? If it doesn't have a superhero cape on it, we ain't fucking funding it.
Mm-hmm.
But I long for these days of the sister act. Oh, I got an idea. I'm the pitch man. It's a lounge singer and she has to go undercover as a nun, or he's a teenager and he turns into a wolf and everybody loves him, or whatever the fucking pitch is. And then they greenlight the goddamn movie. I love this period of time from like, I don't know, even the 70s through like the late 90s. Like there's so many just good ideas that were out there that turned into great movies, and none of that shit is getting greenlit anymore. So I'm just going to say I love all these fucking movies now because that's the one thing I keep coming to.
Yeah, even the bad movies like Time Cop or some of these, like,
yeah,
I like them because, like you said, they would never get made today.
No, not at all.
And I mean, Sister Act isn't an original tale. You know, a fish out of water, person on the run from the mob, good egg in a bad situation, hooker with the heart of gold kind of movie. Million times. Yeah. But you put a fresh spin on it, and that's what makes it fucking fun and nice and different.
Yep.
And I'm with you, dude. Like, first off, people need to start putting some respect on Whoopi's name, because that woman has a goddamn EGOT. What do you got other than a fucking third place softball trophy in your men's division over 40, you fat fuck? Don't disrespect Whoopi Goldberg.
I got nothing. That's what I got.
Exactly. Whoopi Goldberg's a fucking badass in everything she's done.
Oh, I love her. I love her to death.
Well, maybe not Eddie. You know what I mean? Not her fucking finest moment. But anyway, all that being said, I'm with you, dude. You would think a movie that with this rating, where "son of a bitch" is the worst cuss word said, would not be in my wheelhouse at all.
Yeah.
Especially like it's in the church and nuns and God led you here and take the hint, Deloris. God wants you to change your life. And you're right. I do believe in God. Let's get it together, Deloris. Fuck all of that noise. However, they make it work. And I laughed out loud a couple times. I thought the music was fantastic. Even though we're making fun of it, I thought everybody sang so well. The mousy woman, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but I don't know my co-host's name.
Sister Mary Robert.
Thanks, Peter.
That would be Wendy Makkena.
Okay, well, good job, Wendy Makkena. Her voice is fucking amazing. I mean,
if it's if it's hers,
I think it is.
But let's
I think they made a point of like actually having her sing back in the day, because I remember when this movie came out, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because
okay. That I didn't know. I just always assumed they use real singers. In these movies.
And like you said, Kathy Najimy's a badass. Always and forever, and especially for her taste in men. Shout out the Dan Band. But yeah, I mean, I got nothing bad to say about this movie. I actually enjoyed the shit out of it, which is surprising.
If out of the two of us, if one of us is going to have like a visceral reaction to this movie, it's going to be me. Growing up in the Catholic Church and having issues with that. Like, if anybody's going to have an issue with it, I love this movie. It's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I got no issues with this movie. And again, we've done a few, 2, 3 Whoopi. I think we've obviously done both Sister Acts. I don't know if we've done any other Whoopi movies, but
no, somebody needs to suggest Ghost.
Yeah,
you know what
maybe.
I'm saying? I fucking think Ghost, bro.
But no, I love everything she's in. I think she's a great actress, and she's a funny comedian, which most people forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Her shit with comic relief was badass. Like her and Billy and Robin Williams back in the day.
Yeah.
Like those were events. Those 100%. Were like big events. Yeah, man. She's so underrated. And I mean, she's become almost like a fucking caricature of herself at this point. With The View and all that shit and farting all the time. And she's way, way, way more important to the history of film than I think people give her credit for.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think we'll end it there, man.
Cool.
What do you say? Cool. All right. Well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1992's Sister Act.